with different methods which are better. So I thought I'll just explore and see how this is.
Okay, and now I also welcome listeners on YouTube or listeners on the Twitch. Um, so we are streaming it live, so everybody can join. And my plan is today to create, like, or imagine I would start as a product owner for um, a new product, which should be the new messenger and replace my old messenger product, which is Telegram or WhatsApp. So basically, be the new player on the market and maybe do it better than all the other players. And for that, I'm in the product owner position. A pretty challenging task, but also pretty interesting task. I would, What is the first thing a product owner needs to set up if he's starting a new project? What do you think? Or what would you do if you just joined a new startup company?
I'll set up a board, backlog board,
Okay.
Jira board for them first, and also just identify what is the mission, vision, like what are we trying to achieve? Like, is there an OKR that's defined that we're trying to hit, or at least define that problem statement
Okay.
first?
So, which of all the board products should we use? Should we use Miro, GitLab, Trello, or you got some other ID maybe?
I think any, I'm comfortable with anything that's easier. I'm just interested how this goes, so
Okay.
anything is good. Yeah.
So my idea is either just use a Miro board or have maybe a Trello or GitLab set up, but maybe a Miro board would be the easiest for start. Or what do you think?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
maybe we can have a more detailed board later.
Yeah.
So I created the product owner exercise on the Miro board. I could also give you access, but I'm just thinking about it. Oh, I'm so big. A way to share, and your idea was to start with the vision of the product, right?
Generally, that's where I just to understand what the problem statement is. So maybe yeah,
Okay,
it's in a good place.
it is a good idea. So, what is the vision of a new product? Which should be a messenger? Which techniques do you use for create the product vision?
Uh, I think yeah, the why statements have been useful. Let me see what other. I don't know. Are there other which could be more useful? I'm trying to remember.
So, 5 times why,
Yeah.
for example. Okay, why we want to create a new messenger. That's an important question. Now we are only two people. What's your suggestion, your idea on it?
Sorry, for which product did you mention?
We want to create a new messenger, like the new WhatsApp. Actually, we want to replace them with our own product.
Right, right. Um, yeah, I don't know if there is a value prop. Like, what is the problem that it's trying to solve, which the others are not solving? Is maybe where I'll start.
Okay, so why we should even create a new one?
Yeah,
Um,
that's the first try.
because we want to be better than WhatsApp, and it's the task of the exercise. But what could be a reason is where are you from?
Sorry. Right now I'm in Canada.
From Canada. Like in Europe, actually there was a politician and he said like Europe should have its own technical stuff and not depend on US companies. So creating a company independent messenger could be interesting.
So is
Uh,
it like everything in-house. We don't outsource every. Is that like that would be the reason why we want to build something for our.
So maybe like Russia or China did, they also made their own their own social network systems because they didn't want the US players in taking control over the country
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. That's a good idea.
to be independent from the big tech companies. So and what's our next questions? Why to be independent?
Yeah, maybe I'll also ask like, what is the problem statement this is solving? Like, because we have competition, right? So what is the problem statement for this? Maybe like,
Okay.
is there like a gap in the market that we basically see? That's the reason why we want to build it. Apart from us, that's a good vision that we want to build something for ourselves. But is there like a problem statement it's also trying to address? Is what there are also.
Hmm. How would you formulate a problem statement for this one?
Problem statement formulation.
I can also give you access to the Miro bot. Let me wait.
Yeah, that would collaborate.
I copy the guest link and then I send you. Can I send you a direct message? Yes. So you can also be on the Miro board. I did some problem statements, but I don't use them so regularly. So yeah, it would like to see what's your idea how to formulate it.
And then
So it should contain like big tech companies got some control over it, or so much on the market, or how would you formulate it?
yeah, I'm just trying to access.
So for
Would you be able to share? I'm not able to get through the board. I don't know if it's easier to share while
I
this is just
already
because I.
see you on the board. I think
Oh,
I
okay.
got some L.
For
I don't
some
know
reason
why.
I can't access it. Oh wait, yeah, I see it. Yep, yep, yep.
There is LT.
I see that. Yep, yep. I'm in. What was your question? Sorry.
How would you formalize the problem statement?
Problem statement. Like you mean the formats of how should we
The
give it?
format, or just give, and we just do an exercise. You can just put an example in. I give you a new letter.
Like the problem statements could be. I'm just trying to think. Oh, like why are we? One of the reason why we're building this because of us like having this homegrown in sense. Uh, but yes, so the problem statement could be that to keep all the income or resources in house, to have the revenue generated and distributed in the same company, or to basically have autonomy, I think, over the solution in the same country. These are things I could think of. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Okay, so in the problem statement, you would write it the way I don't know, to give users full autonomy about their data and what they communicate. in that way.
maybe, yeah.
Okay.
Also,
Or
I think maybe one of the things could be having full control over the data that we share, because I think if there are services that's been outsourced, then they get access to the data. So this stays like this also stays in the
okay,
realm of control of data.
but isn't it already a part of the solution? Wouldn't the problem be? And I would go for the problem like uh, message systems are today are owned by big tech companies who take control over data and make their users depend on them.
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't that like more the problem?
Yeah, this is the problem, because then yeah, get into like data sharing issues and stuff like that. So um yeah, like with this we just have like autonomy towards like users, how they use it, data, how we use it. So
Okay. And if you just want to run a business model, if you just think, okay, it's a big business and I want to get into it, would you also do it as a problem statement?
not sure if I understand. Maybe if you have an example for that.
Okay, if I see the market, I don't know what Facebook products make with messaging, but if I see I can earn like $2 million a year or $2 billion a year, I say, okay, it's a big market and I want to get into the market because I can think I can do it better than them.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't cover a specific problem. It would just be I want to have a piece of the cake.
Of the market, yes.
Yes, but I don't know if it's like in product management way, if it helps. I'm not sure how would you do it.
Mm, maybe that could be like considered in the market, like market research part of, or like the revenue part, maybe later.
And I also invite Kyle in our Zoom channel. Hi Kyle.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, we are just working on a problem statement for our new messenger app we want to build. We imagine we are product managers of a new tech company, founding, taking over the messenger market, and yes.
Okay, great. I'm sorry I'm late, but I'll try to pick up as much as I can.
Okay, no problem. We are just three people, and we are also live on stream with one listener so far. So yeah, quite quite small round. Um,
Okay.
okay. I think I will have a problem statement. So our question now was if our idea is just there's an existing market and we want to have a piece of the cake. What's your recommendation to yeah get a piece of the cake from the market? Would you also do a problem statement or would you just write it down?
Sorry, John. I just started driving.
Oh,
Can you repeat the question one more time, please?
so if your idea is just to get a piece of the cake from an existing market, what would how would you formulate it inside the product vision?
That's a good question. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank right now.
Okay, you can think a bit about it, and we try to write it a bit more detailed down. I think it's a good way to go further with the 5 times why. Why to create a new messenger from big tech companies. I will just write get a piece of the market and get a significant so, and I would write down here we could overcome big and I would also say establish law and spam protection for users. If you imagine you could have like big and if you see the Telegram messenger, for example, you always have that much spam, and that's what users don't want. So you want to establish to prevent fraud and to prevent spam. I would like for this one, as it's existing product and it's actually part of the game a bit, go over to directly writing down product vision. So product vision for me could be, if you have ideas, you can help me. But and at that point, I would say we have to make a decision if we just want to implement basic features or if you want to be innovative. But I would say our product is a messenger should users to communicate together in a well-known standard they know from other platforms and but with more control. So that is basically my product vision. Should we check it with an AI tool? What do you think?
Yeah, we can try and do that.
Okay, let's see. Did you use AI for product definitions and that kind of stuff so far?
Yeah, I mean, I used to use like Chat GPT and stuff to put it in the format. I will like it in a rough
So,
format and I'll just put it.
what do you think about your product vision?
Yeah, this is good. Like if we can format it for sure if needed.
I've like made the experience some people will just put everything into AI and get a lot of text out which says nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, now he platforms is typo. Okay, I need to correct it. Host platforms. Okay. Yeah, but I like this vague definition. More control over the privacy. Oh, he recommends something. And actually, that one is not bad. I think we can take it over. So, when we created the product vision, what could be our next step? Should we use the product roadmap, or maybe should we directly start in planning the first sprint on a more backlog-based tool?
I think a roadmap would be good, right? Probably.
Okay, so what kind of roadmaps did you use so far?
I mean, I would just put it as a one-liner in the backlog, and then identify all the features that we have so far, like, and yeah, put it in swim lanes.
Okay, so you would identify features and put them on the roadmap.
Yeah, just like yeah, different kinds of solutions, and then you can put it in the roadmap, prioritize it. Like, what would your experience be with this?
Do you do a specific roadmap format?
Mm, I mean, I've done like yeah, swim lanes generally.
Okay. What do you think about try to set up a Jira for this project and then try to put the roadmap into Jira?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
That's easy to do. Yeah.
I did not use it Jira for a year. Did not set up Jira for years. I will have to see if I can. Let me check if I can log in. It's something usually. I don't want two-step authentication. I will go with a new account, I guess. So I'm gonna set up a complete new Jira account. Oh. And let's see what happens. I do software development, run sprints, work in Scrum. I wonder Jira changes its yeah, it's just a few weeks I used it, but it changes some stuff all the time I visit. Hopefully a lot of stuff is getting more new.
Yeah.
When was the last time you used Jira for a new project?
I mean, it was already set up for the teams I was working in, so I didn't have to set one up once.
Yeah. Okay. Messenger. Example project, I call it. Next generation messenger. Next generation messenger. Vertraut. And he thinks I'm speaking German, which is for English stream not so nice. I have to make him speak English. And that's even one thing, he's not always sure if it's... Here's my next generation messenger, and we already have a board, which is the simplest one of all. We have a backlog, and he offers a timeline. And I wonder if we should start... You said we should start with features. Customize our board. Okay, but I don't want to customize. Okay. Create a work item, and I can go to backlog and see what needs to be done, and here's directly sprint 1, and your epic has no. I can use the create button, and I get an epic. What could be our first epic? Could be writing. Ah, we got a writing assistant. Should we start with the first epic?
Yeah, we can start now.
What would you recommend as an epic? User interface. So first interface to see how the message is looking like without the backlash. Okay.
Yeah.
But you would create it as an epic?
In my mind, I would think it would be big enough for an epic, but
Okay.
I don't know. Do you disagree? You think it would be just...
If we take the user interface, we have horizontal story slicing. And I would say, like, maybe make an epic of sending simple text messages.
Okay.
And did you try out this new writing assistant?
No, I haven't used the new Jira for probably about a year, so I didn't try to do writing assistant. Do you like it?
I did. I'm using it first time now. I did not know. Let's see. The user interface seems a lot strange. And between two mobile devices. Now let's. I'm not sure what he's using. Oh, he writes me a complete epic. The new Jira AI function, even even inside messaging, yeah, even including user stories.
That's great. If you can share your screen as well, maybe it'll be good to see
Oh,
that feature.
yes, I'm sorry. I thought uh, I will also share on Zoom.
Yeah, and something I've not seen, so it's good to see.
Screen to is my Java window. So, where's my epic? Now it's gone again. Ah, here it is. I insert it and then I have it. He puts the user stories in. It for me it seems like he's just connecting some AI. Could be for example GPT or Gemini and writing the answer in the field. Uh, Yeah, let's read it. Let's read what our AI created for the epic. This epic focus on developing straightforward function that enables users to send text messages between two mobile devices. The goal is to create a seamless and efficient messaging experience that can be integrated into existing mobile applications. I'm not sure if it could be integrated. It doesn't seem like what we wanted. And actually, he's creating another user story for testing and validation, which is not conclude with our horizontal approach of of our approach of build quality in. Sounds a bit strange for me. Let's see if we try it directly with GPT. Our first epic, which is he also answers with stuff. Looks pretty the same. And but it's a bit more useful for us. Now it's like if we should be lazy, take to the GPT stuff, or if we should code on our own. And we could say, like, should the app already have integration or not have integration? Have registration or not have registration? Like, we could decide it should only be for pre-registered users. What I recommend, so I would go for write more self. So in the first step, maybe this is not that. Peer-to-peer messages for registered users. And then I'm not sure if it goal why this matters. Yes, this one is something we could take over. I would not go for this user stories here. The task doesn't help us, even they don't seem should be in another format in the Jira, and the timeline also doesn't help us, but we can try it with the stories. So should we directly create a next topic? We already identified one, which should be user registration. And I try the AI assistant again. No matter if he was good first time, I'm just getting lazy. Actually, I think you should. You will need to practice Jira prompting if you do it a lot. I just added everything. The user administration process epic encompasses all functionalities required for new user to successfully register and create an account. I think verification should not be limited to email. Okay, registration. I would not write it down in the epic because I don't know it yet. Because I don't know if we take the email or phone number. Also, that does not seem that helpful. Email verification. For me, it's also too detailed for the epic. This one helps a bit. This one doesn't help us, I guess. And our meeting acceptance criteria. Okay, most of the AI stuff is producing a lot of text, as I see. And I want to start the tool later. So I have two epics now. Any idea for one more epic, or should we try to generate some user stories? Okay, good. Then I will go for a user story. Actually, our project is named Scrum 1. Is it true? Where are my epics? Ah, here one. Scrum 1, Scrum 2. I create a new ticket. This one is automatically, let's make it a story. And let's say input, send message. Receive message. And now with my description, here, let's ask the assistant what he is giving us. Right, user story. For a function. So what is he describing? Actually, he's not answering if it's adding to directly another user, right? Or how he's defining the sender. Let's see if it takes the context. Okay, here the AI problem is it is often hallucinating, but I wanna edit myself. So what should be the maximum message length for our app?
I don't know. We can see what's for WhatsApp and something in the competition.
Okay, that's a good research question. (6,553.6 characters). So should we have the double size?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Can I ask a clarifying question?
Yes.
If this is going to be a next-gen messenger app, is there something about this, about that scope that is going to affect the length of the characters allowed?
Do you mean if it's recommendation or if it has something to giving us some advantage to have longer messages?
Yeah, I guess what I'm thinking is there an advantage to having shorter messages? You know, for instance, like Twitter was very successful because they had shorter messages. Does it make sense for us to go shorter than longer? I guess what do we want? What do we want the outcome to be?
Actually, it's a very good question. So, shorter, longer. What's your opinion? Why should it be better to have shorter messages?
Well, if it's shorter, people have to be a little bit more thoughtful about what they put on, and maybe it'll be more conversational,
Yeah,
quicker pacing.
you have this friends who's sending you 20-minute speech messages, right?
Yeah.
Or tons of messenger stuff. Actually, it's an interesting question, and it comes down to more detailed ones. And I'm not sure how to deal it as a product owner. Is it something we should decide now? Like, is this a big question we should to answer, or should we get on a rapid prototype first before we get that detailed stuff?
I don't know. Like, maybe we should wait. Like you said, like once we see it starts to develop further, we can decide.
Okay, so yeah, let us go with the same length as WhatsApp. 6,500. Yeah, 64K. It is already pretty long. Where users can put the messages, right? Okay, this one is not like the format of acceptance criteria I would recommend, or I would do. I prefer Gherkin stuff, for example. User story sending a message in the messenger app.
I'm curious, John. Why do you like the Gherkin style better than this one?
I'm sorry, I didn't get it completely.
Oh, I was just wondering, why do you like Gherkin over this style?
Because I'm from the QA stuff and did a lot of Gherkin. And yes, it gives you more examples. Like, I like the definition by example stuff, and this is just a description of things which you need to, like, it's more description of a user interface. Okay, here it describes a loading indicator, which is an extra story for me. Okay, do you like this format a lot, Kyle? Or what's your recommendation to describe it?
I like this format, but my old boss, he likes Gherkin too.
Yeah.
I don't really care for Gherkin, but I'm just trying to figure out like why is Gherkin more efficient, more effective.
And
Maybe it is. So I'm just trying to figure out why.
in this case, it's difficult. Like, if you come to error handling, you have better examples. For example, if you here said like have a message with too much input text, and in testing you can automate Gherkin directly. So we could write a Gherkin to have an example for this one. I'm gonna save it, and we're gonna write both.
Okay.
It might be a bit difficult in this case because that's something I don't like about this Jira version for sure now. Okay, here I have the edit window of... Huh. How do I make it a new window? I'm not sure if I still share the right window now. Do you see?
I'm looking at the acceptance criteria and the description. I think this is still the right window.
Okay, good. Um, so if I use Gherkin, for example, here, I will have this given when then language, and I will host given like I and then I receive here lengths. That's a bit difficult because I cannot put 600 for 6,500 characters here. But for testing, I say I make it here. If I put in a message, I try put in a message in the chat window. Given I use app when I put when then the chat send button I have another scenario when I type in one letter too much. Send button will be disabled. That's like describing how it's handling or how it handles the stuff. And I could directly test it. I could write a GUI test for this one and see if I put in 65,537 characters, my send button will not be enabled anymore. So yeah, that's basically the advantage I have here. It has big advantage for me if you have like complicated calculations, or if you have business applications, you can define a lot of stuff. If you have something like a checkout, you can very good define it, and you can combine it with the automate. You can automate it, while the other format is not that easy automizable. That's the advantage of Gherkin. Here, maybe use. I also see a disadvantage. It's just focusing on the button. I could also say and message not being sent, or if it's received, there's something else doing. More questions about it, or about Jira, about the form of acceptance criteria. Okay, I gonna bring it in a bit better format. Let's see what we have. Sending a text message in Messenger app. I send message functionality is a good one. Also, he has no description so far where the message is stored, right? So that is something we have to really think of if we want to do it. It's in perspective of the product manager. Which parts should be already be realized? And for that one, I want to sort it a bit. The message input field is good. The send button, I'm not sure if we have the description. I like the loading indicator. So your recommendation, what to kick out of the story and what not? I think it's hard to slice because it's like to be the first step through, but maybe the receive should be not part of this one. Message input field, send button. Okay. Should be sent, I say here, to the server. Okay, this one is good. I would not do an error messaging at this point. I would not recommend about receiving. Message formatting, the app should support basic text formatting, bold, italics, and Unicode. I would say and Unicode. It's being here. Support. I would cut it down to plain text. I would not cover accessibility here. How? Yes. And user feedback is also another feature for me. Okay, is that not redundant? Didn't we had it before? No, here, message formatting. For better view, I have Gherkin style and I can hit save. And I would make an extra story for receiving a message. Let's see how good the... Where's my backlog? Here is my backlog. Receive message. I will just say simple message. let's see what it says. Nothing defined. I will ask the AI assistant again. Write a user story for receiving the AI is called Atlassian Intelligence. And now it's giving me complete feature scenarios. Actually, it has also a format for this. I didn't know it before. As a user, I want to receive a message stored in the backend so I can stay updated with important information and communications. And here you have the full advantage of Gherkin. I will just insert it and then check it again. What's this quick start? Let's make it history. So how does it work in this case? We have acceptance criteria, receiving messages. User receives a message from the backend is the first scenario, is logged into the application, and there are messages stored in the backend for the user. When the user navigates to the messages section, actually it seems like he just creates like random stuff because we didn't describe it before that way. So in this case, it's describing created a complete email application and not in context with Epic and the other user story. Let's see what my write assistants can do. Rewrite it. So, let's see what he did. Actually, the AI stuff doesn't help me so much. And besides rewriting the stuff, he seems to have created a new, he has created a complete new feature.
It's too bad I don't know if I missed it. The writing assistant doesn't do a logic check to see if you missed anything.
He doesn't do a logic check. He seems like to be very, very stupid. Like before, he just added two requests together. We can do a logic check for. I think he's worse than GPT. Can you check the story? I think the easiest way is to rewrite it myself. And I call in from, let's call recipient A. And I call him recipient B. Uh, okay, and okay, I now write it like, if there is a message, he should see it, and if there no message, the user should see a message indicating no messages from. Okay, yeah, that's good. And here we have another one. He's suggesting to receive a notification, and I think we should have an extra story about it. Actually, the original workshop was planned for 2 hours, but I think we're gonna make it. I can make it for half an hour more. This user story is pretty detailed, and if I think of the agile model of doing it, I pretty do it in small steps. So send and receive message. I would create another story for notification on new message. Which makes sense. This UI is strange for me. I would say write an extra story.
Should there be a story to save and delete messages?
To save and delete messages. Actually, delete messages need an extra story, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So let's connect delete message. Why does delete look so strange? And what did you say? Archive message?
Yeah, that's correct.
Which other function would you like to add?
The forward message, or is that not part of the scope?
Which one?
Forward message.
Forward.
Or,
Yeah.
also have like a dashboard to see all the messages, like view messages or something.
Message overview.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Like an inbox kind of, right, or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Okay.
Which other function? A very common function or very important function is, where have it? It's like the um, blue checkbox. As a read status.
Oh, read status. Okay. Should we have some sort of like sorting function for the messages?
Does WhatsApp have a short sorting function?
Like maybe be able to sort based on date or trying to think. Being able to star the message might be something.
Yeah. Your input is welcome. Should there be a search or a sorting function? What do you say? Do you think?
Yeah, I think sorting and searching actually probably makes sense to me.
Okay. Uh, Sorting messages or chat windows?
Oh, probably the messaging windows, maybe.
Okay. Okay. Now I see we have so much in. We will not be able to do it all in the first iteration, and we also have like maybe an uncovered new epics.
Yeah.
Let us see what we go if we go to the back. Oh, where do we have? We have a summary. We have total of 12 work items now. Everything unassigned, but does not matter. We have a timeline of our epics. Should we have new epics? Should we rename it? Is it now simple? Peer-to-peer message for registered users. What I would recommend is to break it a bit down into more epics. As we just uncover new stuff. We still don't have group chats, right?
Yeah, group chats would be good.
Would be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, but we only have a Scrum team so far. Or maybe not so much stuff. So let's see how we could do it. Search message. I would go to the timeline, and here we have like simple peer-to-peer message, user registration process. I did search an extra topic.
Yeah, I think search should be another topic.
Okay. Would group chat be an epic for us?
Yeah, because it might have different functionalities.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And what do we actually do if we have spam users on the system?
Yeah, I think block or some report functionality.
Okay, where do we block them?
Like block them from sending us messages the way we have on WhatsApp, like blocking
Okay,
content.
so we should have some kind of backend, right?
Backend, yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it will require a backend, like user registration, saving contact information and everything.
Okay, and I will write it down. Which more epics did we had or uncover? Message forwarding. I would have maybe some advanced message function or some picture sending functions. Should we have an epic for it or?
Yeah, like media that we can send.
Okay. Okay, and now if we watch the timeline, this one is more than, I think it's more the Gantt process. We are in May now. We could define it like Gantt chart. And imagine we start, maybe the basic functionality should be for first sprint. Then we come up with the registration, 14 days. And then search messages might not be the most common one. What should we call the blue ribbon on we have?
What's the question?
What should we call the blue ribbon we have so far? Um,
The readability. I mean, is it
Yes.
read or not?
if it has been read or not.
Um, that's a good question.
Like, you're asking what should be the name of the functionality? Sorry, I'll fix it.
Oh, no, that's all right. I was just thinking maybe read status. Does that sound right?
Yes. Okay, and is read status something important?
I don't know if it's more important than like the group chat functionality. I don't know.
How can we find out?
Ask the users. I don't know.
I think read status is generally optional in settings, right? Whereas like group chat is a functionality that exists, like for instance in WhatsApp. So it's like group chat could be something that we offer.
So you think group chat might be the more useful stuff?
I think so. I think it's probably going to be one of the most popular features.
Yeah. So I made it to about sprint length, 14 days. which means like we can use this Jira tool to have a pretty um, it's more like a Gantt chart stuff, and it would mean we do it first in this step, but you also could do multiple things at the same time, like media functions and group chat. Could be in the same sprint, or could be here. Did you use this feature of Jira before?
I've never seen it before.
Okay, I've
like it.
seen it, and a lot of people, they used to do it for Gantt stuff. I like as we try some stuff out, we can also define goals here, and I did not do it before. Source. What is goals? It seems like an OKR board. I didn't try it out, but I want to try it out.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if you can make certain epics dependent on each other.
Certain epics dependent on each other. We can try it. Go to goals app. Let us try one thing after another.
Okay.
Skills for teams. Okay, I want to have beta features. I don't know where I ended up. Here's the goals app. Huh? Seems to be a new feature of Jira, which is covering a functionality to enable goals. I just found it and didn't try it out, and it should have an extra app. But I cannot enable my. I'm gonna log in and out and see if it's working. Just to confirm my email. It is definitely a feature I need to enable, but I really like to work with OKRs. Or with other goals, so I want to try it definitely out. I I just don't know where my verification for my profile is. Ah. Sometimes you get lost and all the stuff. Um, okay. Ah. Um, it seems not working as I expect. Uh, I don't have permission to view my goals on my own project. I have to check it again. Now I lost the overview about my Jira accounts. Maybe I have a complete wrong account or used a complete wrong account. Yes, I did so. So I'm back on my account and now I can check if I have access to the Goals app. Ah, let's put it into the right window. Sometimes it's makes me crazy with this Atlassian applications because I have a very old account and I created some new accounts which sometimes confuse me. So um, Now I'm able to access the goals, and I don't know what I did to access the goals. First name, maybe send 100 messages. I see create a target date, which is June. Okay, I didn't. Did any one of you uncover this app before?
Yeah, I've used this. This is like Atlas, I think.
Yeah.
Atlassian. So yeah, I've used this. Um, like yeah, track goals and link it to the Jira.
Okay, it seems. Ah, how can I connect it to the topic now? Archive goal. Um,
And there is like, are you looking to link it to the Jira ID?
yes,
Epic?
I'm looking to link it to the Epic maybe.
I think there's an option if you go in the goal. Uh, there, there was a link. I don't know if this is in the story. You
Jira,
add
add
like
a Jira issue,
yeah.
and then I can paste the Jira URL. So I can go to my Epic backlog. Backlog doesn't have the epics. I can use this one and then paste the URL, edit. So
Come up here.
let's see how it's connecting.
This is inside. If you scroll down.
And we have a new participant, also late. Bob, hi. So, but are we also able to see the goal here?
I think it's on the side. If you scroll down on the side, Manu. And span.
No.
Maybe you might have to connect to the project there as well. If you saw the, no, I mean like on the same.
Here we see 100 messages goal. And not sure about the epic. Now we make it more like a Jira revisited class. This one, but this one is pretty interesting. Code. Yeah, but I'm happy with it so far. Could I directly add another one here? Powered by goals. No, I need to go to the goal section, right? I can create a new one. Goal and what could be the goal? Have 100 test users registered. And I could also add Jira issue. Now I could link it, for example, to pages shortcuts. Well, to the user registration process. It seems pretty straightforward, but doesn't seem so complete. Like defining complete OKRs with this also looks strange to me. Okay. Good, but we've defined two of them, and let's see what we have. We have this backlog, which is not sorted. All kind of new stuff. Yeah. What's your wish? What to do next? I think we can invest 20 more minutes. Any questions or any ideas what we can do on this one?
I think so far it looks like a great working session to me.
Did you learn something so far?
Yeah, I think it was good to see how an idea is something we defined it and broke it down, and also defined the OKR pretty much. So it was good to see that journey in like 1.5 hours.
Yeah,
Pretty quick.
it was the first time I did this in this way, and actually for me it was good to see like how to do it. Maybe I changed it to a more structured part this one, but actually well, we did a lot of stuff. I mean, we started with a product vision, tried to break it down, and we have a pretty good product vision. Our product empowers users to communicate using familiar standards from other platforms while offering them greater transparency, control over the personal data, and privacy settings. And then we were ending up in setting up our own Jira system, which brings some new features as Jira brings all the time. Now we have a project with already 17 work items, and we tried out the new Jira AI writing assistant, which seems to be just an API call to I don't know which large language model, but the answer seems to be worse than just asking ChatGPT to create something. So no integration with existing stories and epics, not a real assistant. But we also tried the timeline feature, which is new in Jira and is more like a Gantt chart. We did not search for the dependencies, but we can do it. You can plan your epics here in like project way when they're starting, when they're finishing. I've seen some people doing it. I, from the perspective of a Scrum Master, from an Agile coach, it tends to be a bit like the Gantt chart way, and I prefer the product roadmap plans, which cover with actually keys and goals. We have the usual backlog, which we can use. Created a lot of items, but focused on the simple ones. Oh, here is the calendar. Okay. Seems for me Jira is stepping more backwards to traditional project management. Um, here is a list, which is a nicer view, and we see the sprint where things are planned.
John, can I ask a question?
Yes.
If you were to see a traditional roadmap view, what would it look like? Like this, like in a list, or would it be?
My favorite format is Roman Pichler's Agile Product Roadmap. It's pretty standard format. There's also a format in. You have to download it from Roman's site. And where does he have it? Here's an example of it, I guess. Maybe we can make it. Maybe I can do a follow up. You basically have this one and set certain things like date, name, the goal, the features it should include, and metrics. Metrics for me is very important. That's why I'm not 100% satisfied with the goals defined in Jira. And then you have like 4 or 5 steps of your product. For example, for this one, I would say like midsummer lunch, which is 21st of June. And then there should be feature send message and actually let's do it. I just copy this one. That's something we can just do. And as it's an exercise, we can just hold it down. And its recommendation, Roman has some nice talks on the product roadmap as well. So how would it look like? We have this one. Oh, it's stone. Let's cut it off a bit. Custom. So we make it like a table. Then we have date, June. For example, it's realistic if we start now. And then we would have goal, first usable version. Metrics could be like the alpha testers, messages sent, and maybe like total alpha testers activity. And we include features. There is like the most problem. I see it so much. People not sure what they call features. Sometimes features are very small. Sometimes features are same than Epic. But I would just use it same way as we use Epics. And this could be, for example, send messages. How did we call it? Read status, and maybe group chat. So we have like goal, we call it like the alpha release. And then we create the next one. Maybe it's like 1st August. And we call it the Alpha 2 release. And this one is like demonstratable. Should include like media. And we have metrics, which could be like files, supported types, and maybe activity rate or something. And also we could maybe go for a bit far away. 1st October, and we make beta release and the first using first version be open on the market, and there maybe the focus is features, stability, and privacy or something. And then we have other metrics like maybe users registered, and we could have a goal of 100,000 or something, or maybe 5,000, and from that we could go forward. That's like the product roadmap from Roman Pichler, and I really like this roadmap format. It's pretty easy to use, and if you don't have don't have a very sorted backlog, it always helps the product owner to get forward and get some better structure in. You can download this as a PDF from his site. I better put a link here. And yes, I can also share the link. That's my chat window. And very useful stuff I like to do. Or do you also have other recommendations what to use as a product roadmap?
I like this one a lot.
It always depends also in which environment are you working, but especially for small companies, this one or working directly with leaders, I like this one. It's my favorite one. If you have a more traditional one, maybe this people they used to work with I call it Gantt charts because this is basically a Gantt chart, and I've seen so much Agile stuff about it, and it was invented for World War One and even didn't work there. Like I think Ken Schwaber is who said that before. Yeah, we got all work, which is more viewable here. We got code. So I didn't connect to GitLab yet, but you can connect to different things. Also Bitbucket, GitLab. Yeah, maybe we could do it in a later state.
I'm surprised they don't have a toggle to switch to the roadmap view instead of the Gantt chart.
No, they don't have it. They have. You can see things on roads.
Yeah.
I didn't get it out. I didn't check. My last Jira installation was looking different, and maybe I need to do a bit more research. But quite good overview. What are you mostly working on, Kai?
Well, actually, I've been a product manager for about 4 years, but I got laid off last year, so I'm looking for new work.
Okay.
So the reason why I joined to kind of do some networking and to do like a refresher.
Okay. Where are you connecting from today?
Washington D.C. area.
Ah, okay. I'm in Europe, Germany.
Oh, okay.
Almost Denmark.
Oh, okay. Do you mind if we connect on LinkedIn?
We can. I can put my LinkedIn connection here, and I think we can have a more open discussion for rest of the day. And I thank you all for taking part. It was my first experiment in doing this. Sorry, and I think I already learned a lot in trying out myself, and maybe I can do a follow-up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a
Learn,
basic session. Yeah.
make it an ongoing exercise, because
Yeah.
even for 3 hours it's too short.
Yeah. LT and John, thank you for letting me join. I appreciate it. I did learn myself.
Yeah, you are welcome.
Yeah, it was great connecting with everybody just to see, like doing it together with product managers. Otherwise, we just do it in vacuum with the development team. So this is a good exercise.
I think even I did the exercise once with Scrum Master class for new Scrum Masters, but I think developers practice a lot together. But for product managers, it's not that common to practice together, and for that the exercise is even good. Maybe next time I get more people into it. The problem on the meetup stuff is mostly people. Yeah, we have a show up rate which is about 10-20%. So if they are signed in 20 people, at the end it's mostly two, and that makes it a bit difficult to plan. I'm still looking for a solution about it.
I'll also put my LinkedIn and chat to connect.
Okay, perfect.
Great. I'm gonna go get my link as well.
Okay, then yeah, thanks a lot. I think I'm gonna stop the stream, so I'm gonna say bye to the listeners online, and yeah, I will create a follow up. So join Skills for Teams on YouTube, and also join Skills for Teams on LinkedIn, so you can connect me. John Behrens is my name, and hopefully see you in our next meetup or streaming session.